Scanning. One of the most underappreciated and arguably one of the most important skills in football. The difference between whether you can scan effectively or not can determine whether you turn out to be an average amateur player or a seasoned professional. I mean, it really is that important. So what is scanning? Why is it important and how do we practice it? Let's get into it. Scanning in its simplest terms refers to the practice of players constantly assessing their surroundings on the field. Scanning involves visually scanning the field to gather information about the positions of teammates, opponents and open spaces. Coaches often mention about scanning just before we receive the ball, otherwise known as the critical scan, to make sure we can make an informed decision. But if you have any aspirations of playing at the highest level, we shouldn't just be performing the critical scan, we should be constantly scanning the entire field throughout the entirety of a match. It is said that former Barcelona and Spain midfielder Xavi used to scan on average around 0.83 times a second. That's around 50 times a minute. The geezer must have had a neck ache after every match. So why is it important? Have you ever heard someone say you constantly need to have a picture of the game? With scanning, that is exactly what you're doing. By continuously scanning, you're helping yourself make better decisions around your movements, passes and defensive actions during a game. It's an essential skill for maintaining awareness and adapting to the dynamic nature of a match. So how do we practice scanning? Well, here's 3 drills that you can do to practice your scanning and improve your game. The first drill is what I call the scanning triangle. This is a basic drill that is great for those fundamentals and habits that you need to improve your scanning. For this drill, you want to place 3 cones around you, 2 to the side of you and 1 behind you. These cones should be around 2 to 3 meters away from you. So for this drill, you just want to constantly pass the ball against the wall. However, you can also use a partner for this drill if you want. Just as you've played a pass against the wall, you want to look to one of the 3 cones on the outside. You should continue to do this, looking at a different cone each time you make a pass. Also, for every single one of these drills, you should look to work for around 45 to 60 seconds on each set and look to perform 3 sets. Remember to also try and use both feet throughout. The second drill is reactive passing. This drill is much more match realistic as you're having to be reactive to an external stimulus. For this drill, you want to place 4 different colored cones around you, 2 to the side of you and 2 behind you at different angles. You also want to use your phone and rest the phone on the wall. On that phone, you want to download any reaction training app that includes a program in which colors are being constantly changed on screen. So before you start passing the ball against the wall, you want to start a sequence on your phone. You then want to continuously pass the ball against the wall, then as a color on the phone appears, you want to look in the direction of that specific colored cone. You then want to continue to repeat that process until the set is up. The third and final drill is reactive touch. This drill is a very similar setup to the previous drill, but rather than constantly passing the ball against the wall, each time you make a pass for this drill, you want to take a touch towards a specific colored cone. So for this drill, you also want to place 4 different colored cones around you, as you have done for the previous drill. You also want to create a sequence on your phone, but for this drill, you probably want to make the sequence a little bit longer as it gives you time to complete each touch. So to start this drill, you want to pass the ball against the wall. As soon as the color shows up on your phone, you want to look towards a specific colored cone as if you was checking your shoulder in a match. Then as you receive the ball, you want to take a touch towards that cone and look to dribble around that cone before repeating the process of this drill. So there's a few tips and drills that you can do to improve your scanning. For more drills, sessions and stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, until the next one,